Imagine you are floating in empty space. In the constellation of Canes Venatici, the hunting dogs. Around you, nothing. Complete silence. Absolute darkness. Then, a pinprick of light appears. Small, bluish-white. It looks like a star. Just a star. Nothing alarming. Nothing that would make you look twice. If you were scanning the sky with a telescope for the first time, you might write it down in a catalog, give it a number, and move on. That is exactly what happened in 1957, when two Mexican astronomers at the Tonantzintla Observatory photographed something in their survey plates that appeared. And I'm quoting the original record here. Decidedly violet. Braulio Iriarte and Enrique Chavira listed it as entry number 618 in the Tonantzintla catalog. A faint blue object, probably a white dwarf. Case closed. They had no idea. They had just found the most massive thing we have ever confirmed in the observable universe. TON 618 does not look like a threat from Earth. It appears as a single dim point of light. Magnitude 15.9. You need a serious telescope just to see it. It sits quietly in the sky, near the border between two constellations, utterly unremarkable to the naked eye. But that apparent calm is one of the most profound deceptions in all of astronomy. What you are looking at is not a star. It is not even a galaxy. What you are looking at is a quasar, a hyperluminous active galactic nucleus, the most energetic class of object the universe produces. And at the center of that quasar, there is something that makes our entire model of early cosmic evolution uncomfortable. There is a black hole, and its size breaks the expected rules. TON 618 is located approximately 10.8 billion light-years from Earth, near the border of Canes Venatici and Coma Berenices. That distance is not just a number. It is a time machine. The light reaching your eyes right now left TON 618 when the universe was barely 3 billion years old. Our sun did not yet exist. Earth did not yet exist. The Milky Way was still assembling itself from colliding gas clouds. That ancient light, carrying information about something that existed in the infancy of the cosmos, is what tells us what we are dealing with. TON 618 is a hyperluminous quasar whose brightness is fueled by gas traveling as fast as 7,000 kilometers per second as it falls into the black hole, shining over 140 trillion times more brilliantly than the sun. TON 618 is one of the brightest known objects in the universe. 140 trillion times the sun. Let that breathe for a moment. Our entire Milky Way galaxy, 200 to 400 billion individual stars, produces a combined luminosity that TON 618 outshines by a factor of more than 1,000. A single point in the sky, brighter than entire galaxies, not because it is made of stars, but because matter is falling into something so massive that the friction and compression release unimaginable amounts of energy before the material crosses the point of no return. And this is where the story becomes genuinely unsettling. The mass of the central black hole of TON 618 has been estimated at 66 billion solar masses. 66 billion solar masses. Now, let's talk about what that actually means, because numbers alone fail here. Our sun is a typical star, medium-sized. If you replace the sun with a black hole of the same mass, Earth would continue orbiting as normal. The gravity would be identical. Nothing in the solar system would change. That is a one solar mass black hole. Sagittarius A*, the supermassive black hole at the center of our own Milky Way, the thing that 4 million stars orbit in the heart of our galaxy, has a mass of approximately 4 million solar masses. It is so massive that it anchors an entire galaxy. Stars orbit it the way planets orbit a sun. TON 618 is 15,300 times more massive than Sagittarius A*. Not 15% more massive, not twice as massive, 15,300 times more massive than the black hole that holds our entire galaxy together. And it gets worse. The mass of TON 618 exceeds the combined mass of all the stars in the Milky Way galaxy, estimated at 64 billion solar masses. Every single star in our galaxy, the Sun, every red dwarf, every blue supergiant, every white dwarf spinning silently in the dark, add them all together, and you still do not reach what TON 618 contains in a single object at the center of a distant galaxy. This is the kind of number that does not fit in a human mind. It has to be approached from the outside, carefully, using comparisons. The way you might approach something dangerous that you cannot look at directly. A black hole of this mass has a Schwarzschild radius of 1,300 astronomical units, which is more than 40 times the distance from Neptune to the Sun. The Schwarzschild radius is the radius of the event horizon, the boundary beyond which nothing escapes. For our Sun, it would be approximately 3 kilometers. For Earth, it would be less than a centimeter. These are the theoretical sizes if you compressed those objects into black holes. For TON 618, that radius is 1,300 Australian dollars. 1 astronomical unit is the distance from Earth to the Sun, roughly 150 million kilometers. Neptune, the farthest recognized planet in our solar system, orbits at about 30 Australian dollars. So the event horizon of TON 618, just the radius, extends to 43 times the orbit of Neptune. If you place TON 618 at the center of our solar system, the event horizon would swallow Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and continue expanding past the Kuiper Belt, deep into the outer reaches of our solar neighborhood. Everything you know as the solar system consumed. Not by the black hole's gravity pulling you in from a distance, but by the event horizon itself, physically encompassing the space you occupy. Its shadow is so large that a beam of light would take weeks to traverse it. Think about that. Light, the fastest thing in the universe, 300,000 kilometers per second, takes weeks just to cross the shadow of this object. In the time it takes you to blink, light has already traveled nearly 300,000 kilometers. In 1 second, it could circle Earth 7 times. And yet, crossing the event horizon of TON 618 takes weeks. There's nothing in daily human experience that prepares you for this. Now, the part that should trouble you most. It should not exist. Not like this. Not yet. TON 618 formed when the universe was approximately 3 billion years old. The universe is now roughly 13.8 billion years old, which means TON 618 grew to its current mass in what is, cosmically speaking, a very short time. Standard models of black hole growth allow for large black holes to form over billions of years, but 66 billion solar masses in 3 billion years, assuming it started from something reasonable, requires growth rates that approach or exceed what physicists call the Eddington limit. The Eddington limit is the theoretical maximum rate at which a black hole can accrete mass. When matter falls in, it heats up, radiates energy outward, and that outward radiation pressure pushes against incoming matter. At the Eddington limit, the radiation pressure exactly balances the gravitational pull. You cannot accrete faster than this, without the incoming gas being blown away by the energy of the accretion itself. To reach 66 billion solar masses in 3 billion years, TON 618 would have had to sustain accretion at or above this theoretical limit for nearly its entire existence, without significant interruption. Some researchers have proposed it grew through mergers of smaller black holes. Some suggest super Eddington accretion episodes. Some suggest rapid formation from the direct collapse of massive gas clouds in the early universe. Astronomers use phrases like evidence suggests and models indicate, because the honest answer is, we are not certain how this happened. The most massive confirmed object in the known universe, and we do not fully understand how it got that way. The situation surrounding TON 618 is even stranger when you consider what you cannot see. The galaxy hosting TON 618, a full galaxy, billions of stars, is completely invisible from Earth. Due to the brilliance of the central quasar, the galaxy is simply drowned out. The Hubble Space Telescope, one of the most powerful optical instruments humanity has built, cannot resolve billions of stars, rendered invisible by the light of one object. When you look at TON 618 in a telescope, what you see is the light from gas being destroyed as it falls toward the event horizon. You are watching the death glow of matter that no longer exists, matter that crossed the point of no return billions of years ago and will never re-emerge. The light from that destruction is what masks everything else. But in 2021, using the Atacama Large Millimeter Array in Chile, astronomers discovered something extraordinary surrounding TON 618. ALMA revealed an enormous cloud of gas surrounding the quasar and its host galaxy, making TON 618 a Lyman alpha blob, one of the largest such objects yet known. The enormous Lyman alpha nebula surrounding TON 618 has a diameter of at least 100 kiloparsecs, 330,000 light-years, twice the size of the Milky Way. The nebula consists of two parts, an intermolecular outflow and an extensive cold molecular gas, each having the mass of 50 billion solar masses, twice the Milky Way, an invisible structure, two full Milky Ways across, of gas and radiation surrounding a black hole that itself outmasses our entire galaxy. The black hole is not alone. It sits inside a vast, glowing, energetically active cocoon, which is itself a precursor to a future modern galaxy. What we are seeing in real time across the universe's history is galaxy formation happening actively, violently. You are looking through billions of years of light travel time at the birth pangs of a galaxy. As of early 2026, TON 618 remains the record holder for the most massive confirmed black hole, with its mass estimate widely cited in authoritative sources, including NASA, though the precise value continues to be refined. The range between the two primary measurement methods, approximately 40 to 66 billion solar masses, reflects genuine scientific uncertainty, not confusion. We are measuring the mass of something 10.8 billion light-years away by analyzing how wide its spectral lines are. Even at the lower estimate, 40 billion solar masses, TON 618 remains profoundly beyond any other confirmed object in terms of mass. The Event Horizon Telescope, the same instrument array that produced the first direct image of a black hole shadow in M87 in 2019 and Sagittarius A** in 2022, is not currently capable of resolving TON 618. It is simply too far away. Future instruments, longer baseline arrays, next-generation space telescopes may one day give us a direct image. What we would see, if we could, would be the largest event horizon ever observed, the largest zone of absolute no return in the known universe, a circle of darkness so wide that light takes weeks just to cross it. There's something philosophically strange about TON 618's position in time. The light you are receiving from it right now left TON 618 approximately 10.8 billion years ago. The universe was young. Our sun had not formed. There was no Earth. There were no humans. There was no one in the universe, as far as we know, capable of looking back at the object emitting that light. That light traveled for 10.8 billion years through expanding space, past forming galaxies, past dying stars, past the birth of our solar system, past the entire history of life on Earth, arriving at a telescope and being decoded into a number, 66 billion solar masses. And here is what we do not know. What does TON 618 look like right now? At this moment, in 2026? The galaxy around it may have settled. The quasar may have dimmed. The violent accretion that made it the brightest thing in its region of the universe may have slowed or stopped. What was once a screaming, blazing engine of matter consumption may now be a quiet, sleeping, dark mass at the center of a fully formed galaxy. We will never know. The light telling us what TON 618 is doing today will not arrive for another 10.8 billion years. By then, our sun will have completed its lifespan. The solar system will be gone. Whoever, or whatever, receives that signal will not be us. What we have is a snapshot, a frozen moment from the universe's early childhood, of something so massive it defies the models we use to describe cosmic growth. Surrounded by an invisible galaxy in a nebula twice the width of our own home, powered by the destruction of matter, falling into a darkness so wide that even light needs weeks to cross it. TON 618 does not threaten us. It is too far, too old, too distant in every sense. But it does something that few objects in the universe can do. It makes the models nervous. It sits at the edge of what our best physics says should be possible, and it does not move. There it is, entry number 618 in a Mexican catalog, decidedly violet, and utterly beyond comprehension. I hope this has given you a new perspective on what it means for something to be large, and what it means for the universe to still hold secrets written in light that left before your world existed. If this resonated with you, consider subscribing. I'll see you in the next one.